All right. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope wherever you are enjoying your day. We got a few things to get into about Umar Johnson to round off the weekend, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. What is going on, everybody? Again, happy Friday to everyone. You know who it is, the most laziest YouTuber with the biggest head, okay? With the ashy lips, all right? The laziest YouTuber out here in these streets. My name is Nicholas J. Fury here, where reality checks are free. And this Friday, it is once again the Working Man Podcast. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's been a long week, everybody. So I'm a contractor right now. I had some early hours this week, actually all week, so I wasn't able to live stream like I wanted to. So I did some pre-records of some other, small activities going on in Ninjaville. You know what I mean? But we back today. There's a video I've been wanting to cover, and I actually put some shorts in there that I wanted to highlight during the week. Sassy Savannah, what's good? What's good with you? Salute, Sassy Savannah. All right. Who else in here right now? Jazz saying, what's going on with you? Now, anyway, like I was saying, been a long week. I had a lot of work to do this week, so I wasn't able to, do a live stream. But there are some things that I put a pre-record about Umar Johnson and polyamory or polygyny, whatever you want to call it, right? And I also did a short form video where he was talking about, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me see what it was about, because I actually kind of forgot. I dropped this video at the beginning of the week. I believe it was about, his daughter's reunion. We talked about that ends in disaster. Yes, that whole bit about his child support hearing, which is ongoing. So we're going to keep up with that. But anyway, he went on the Who Gonna Say It podcast. Let's just shut this out real quick. He went on the Who's Gonna Say It podcast, and he was talking about a whole lot of stuff. I got some timestamps in here, you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of dig into to the crux of what they were talking about, okay? We're going to get into all of that. Also, he was also talking, I want to talk to you about the clip by Marcus Garvey with none other than Dennis Spurling. And there was something that happened in Wilmington, Delaware. There was a young man that unfortunately is not here no more. He got deleted. And of course, you know what that means. I'm using YouTube terminology, but He's no longer with us. He got shot in Wilmington, Delaware. And I believe this location is close to FDMG. So if anybody's in the chat right now, I'm going to talk about Dennis Spurling first before I go into the Wilmington, Delaware bit. And then we'll get to the Who Gonna Say It podcast. But if you're in Wilmington, Delaware, please let me know when I start talking about this, if this was in fact close to FDMG and why Umar Johnson didn't say anything about this with all these various podcasts he's been on. Mike is in the building. Moderators in the chat. Moderators in the building. Okay. Oh. Who is this? No, let me put this on screen. Oh my gosh. Let me put this on screen. The man said he just got accepted into FDMG Academy. You know what? Let me give you congratulations. No, I'm sorry. That's really you got accepted in the FDMG Academy. Congratulations to you, okay? And I say that sarcastically, okay? By the way, we got a poll going on here. Who is the biggest scammer? Marcus Garvey, Umar Johnson, the Yellow Alien, or the Working Man Podcast. All right, feel free to vote in there. We have 0% for Marcus Garvey, 90% now for Umar Johnson, 89% for Umar Johnson, 10% for the Yellow Alien, and 0% for the Working Man Podcast. Hey, if you think I'm a scammer, feel free to put that in there too. Feel free.
Nick, you're stupid.
Feel free to put that in the chat too. We got Sweet DJ is in the building. We got Sweet DJ in the building. What's going on? What's good with you? Okay, so anyway, housekeeping out of the way. As we get into this, if you want to donate monetarily, first of all, if you want to contribute to the algorithm and to my channel, first of all, the free methods, of course, you can hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you're on a replay gang, you can hit the hype after this live stream is over. Or if you happen to see this, I will have timestamps in there so you can fast forward to all the good parts, right? You can hype this video too. That'd be greatly appreciated. But if you want to donate monetarily to the channel, all right, if you want to put your dollars in here, as Dr. Umar Johnson say, where's my new sound effect? There we go. Where's my new sound effect?
We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10.
Of course.
We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200.
Now, if you want to monetarily donate to the channel, feel free to hit the Cashapp. All right. And by the way, if you're watching on your television screen, there's barcodes, there's QR codes on the screen right there at the top left or right, whichever how you're watching this. There's a Cashapp and Ko-Fi up there. And of course, you're watching on your cellular device or your mobile device, you can hit the Cashapp. You can hit the Super Chat, of course. You can hit the Ko-Fi. You can join the channel membership. Join the channel membership. Okay? Join the channel membership. All right? All those things are in the description box. You can hit any of those links. Everything is greatly appreciated, of course. Okay? So with all that being said, we're going to get into the business of the day. We're going to get started with Dennis Spurling. Okay? Now, shout out to Dennis Spurling and fair use to Dennis Spurling. The title of this video is FBA Leadership Saw Marcus Garvey Back to Africa Plan as Reckless.
You sure about that?
Reckless. Now, some of you might have already done your homework about Marcus Garvey, but what I would like to ask you before we get started, okay? Oh, by the way, shout out to XL Pro Services. Salute. Now, before we get started with this, I want to ask you a question. Who was the bigger scammer? Again, Marcus Garvey, Umar Johnson, the Yellow Alien on the Working Man Podcast, okay? Now, for some of you that done your homework about Marcus Garvey, you understand what Marcus Garvey was attempting to do and how he went about doing it and why some people say while he was this prolific, Pan-Africanist, he was also a scammer. So I want to play Dennis Spurling and let him explain why his plan or the FBAs in that time saw Marcus Garvey as a scammer, as reckless. Take it away, Mr. Dennis.
I'm gonna piss you off. I'm gonna tell you now. I'm about to make you have to look at some of your black heroes. Okay, type all your black heroes in the chat room. All your black heroes. Who are your black heroes? Type their names in the chat room.
Oh, by the way, before we get started, I got my Black Power coffee. Okay, all right, and I got my CIA Gatorade, which was It was inspected by the queens, okay? So we good over here. I got my hydration and my power from my Black Power coffee, my energy. So we should be able to get through this, all right? Let's continue.
All the white people. List all the black people that you heard about on when you were taking those Black history classes. White people only. This is for you, interactive, white people only. List all of the black people that you heard about. Okay, I want you to put all of them in the chat room. Martin Luther King, come on, let's get them in there. Let's get W.B. Du Bois, come on. Let's get them on in there. Let's get the rest of them in there. Let's take a look at them. We need to look at them, okay? We need to see, part of the distrust between successful upper class black people and poor black people was made worse by a conflict between Jamaican immigrant Marcus Garvey and foundational Black American talented 10th. When I say foundational Black American.
Now, this is funny, right? How Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican American, right? Jamaican American. And who does Umar Johnson have a problem with right now concerning FDMG? The individual that Dr. Umar Johnson has a problem with getting the school the final inspection so we can start the decoration phase of the school is none other than a Jamaican American.
Enemy spotted. Target acquired.
Enemy spotted. Let's continue.
And I'm talking about the Black Americans that can trace their root. They've been here. Somebody type been here. Okay, so you got a Jamaican immigrant named Marcus Garvey. Okay, and you got the talented 10th who are Black Americans. Marcus Garvey came to the United States in 1916. Somebody type 1916 in the chat room. He came to Harlem, and it was at the beginning of what's called the New Negro period. And now y'all better watch how you spell that. The New Negro, you better be mindful of how you spell Negro. If you spell Negro in the chat room, okay? It means black in Spanish. But bottom line is, the New Negro period was a Black cultural and political and intellectual awakening in the 1910s and the 1920s. And it was centered around Harlem. It's closely related to the Harlem Renaissance. Now, within that year, Garvey got here in 1916. Within
1916.
a year, he started collecting donations and investors. He must have had a crisp mouthpiece to get people to give him money. Nevertheless, he organized what was called the New York branch of the UNIA, and that's the United Negro Improvement Association.
Now, there's something that Umar Johnson always talks about, the UNIA. I think he was in this UNIA before it essentially booted out. He got fired, and then he wrote that termination letter and all those other kind of things, right? Also, Marcus Garvey seemingly had a crispy mouthpiece, as he says, much like Umar Johnson, his orator, as he always calls it. Now, don't be wrong. If you didn't know about the FDMG saga going on with Umar Johnson, you would think that this man is smart as a whip, right? And pun intended, okay? Now, Umar Johnson is a very good speaker. And when he's talking about Black history, for the most part, he actually knows what he's talking about. Again, he uses this to his advantage to raise money for things that are not in fruition right now. FDMG. Okay, so I'm not going to take that away from him. He can speak very well. He's a very good speaker, and he's highly knowledgeable. He is educated, not like Cheyenne Bryant. This guy actually has degrees, right? However, again, he used this at his advantage to manipulate people, right? Mainly single mothers.
Book probably 20 years ago, but by 1917, he launched what was called the Black Star Line. In 1990, this man been here 3 years. Okay, 3 years. He fresh off the boat from Jamaica. In 3 years, he balling, right? But then it all collapsed in 1922. Somebody say, what happened? Somebody, what happened? Okay, so from 1916 to 1922, that's only 6 years.
Yeah, bitch.
Garvey got exposed as a con man and convicted of mail fraud in 1923. Come on.
Now, mail fraud. Now, didn't Umar Johnson get a cease and desist letter because he's always talking about P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, P.O. Box 9634, Wilmington, Delaware, P.O. Box 9734, Wilmington, Delaware, 19809. Didn't he get a cease and desist letter for fundraising through the P.O. Box, right? Isn't he right now engaging in mail fraud? Or it could be perceived that way anyway, right? Again, same thing as Marcus Garvey.
All right, he went to jail. He went to prison in 1925. And he was deported back to Jamaica in 1927. Okay. Now, Marcus, I'm gonna give you some details. I know this is unpopular. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know you love your heroes, but I'm not gonna lie to you. This is what the record says. And I know y'all love Marcus Garvey, back to Africa. I get it. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, you can Google this, you can look it up, look at the case yourself. Marcus Garvey's mail fraud conviction.
Thank y'all for letting me know. Okay, it was in Pennsylvania. He always used the Wilmington, Delaware PO box, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, please correct me in the chat, he did have a PO box in Pennsylvania he was also using. He got the cease and desist there, and he can no longer use that. That's why I always use the Wilmington, Delaware PO box, much like the Cashapp that got shut down and the GoFundMe and everything else that got shut down because, well, the government picked up on what he was doing, and they said, "Nah, you can't do that no more." And so he got the boot.
Came from how the Black Star Line sold stock through the mail. And the basic charge was that Garvey and the Black Star Line officials used mail promotional materials to solicit investments while making false claims about the company's ships and operations. No, you saying you're doing something you're not. And the key example was promotional, a circular showing a ship called the Phyllis Wheatley, which implied that the Black Star Line owned or controlled it. Didn't own it, didn't control it.
Now, the Black Star Line, the ship that he didn't own, it wasn't his, but he used it in his promotional material to fundraise. Well, Umar Johnson, while he owns the school, it is not, in fact, a school. It is an in-progress piece of you-know-what that he tells people is a school, and they parrot what he says, that it's a school. School, right? Because it was formerly a school, and his dream, his idea in the land of make-believe is for it to be a school. However, it is not, in fact, a school. Okay? In name only, if you will. But it's not a school. Fraudulent, in my opinion, yes. Same thing with Marcus Garvey. Using a ship that he doesn't own. Did he ever use this ship on? Did he even step foot on this damn ship? The Phyllis Wheatley? Did he even step foot on the ship to have some type of, I guess, ownership in his mind to say he could use this as promotional material? I wonder.
When in reality, the company didn't own the ship. It was reportedly trying to buy the ship. Somebody typed trying to. Ladies, have you ever had a man talk about he trying to get a job?
Ladies?
I'm trying to be a rapper. I'm trying to get in the league. Have you ever, you know how annoying trying to is? If you trying to buy a boat, if you have a job and you trying to have a job, telling somebody you have that job that you're trying to get is a lie. And
trying to is essentially lying by omission. It's hopeful, it's fanciful, it's, winging a prayer. It's not real. Trying to is not doing, it's not obtaining, it's not tangible, right?
In the law, they call it fraud, okay? So he fraudulently represented that he owned this boat called the Phyllis Wheatley, right? And he was sending out newsletters and flyers saying, hey, send us some money so we can get this, pay for this boat, man. You're going down to the Bahamas. But anyway, he reportedly was trying to buy the ship, okay, that he planned to rename the Phyllis Wheatley because it wasn't renamed the Phyllis Wheatley. And the feds called him. The feds said that's fraud here in America because ordinary black investors were being asked to buy stock based on the false impression that the company already owned the boat, okay? And the broader problem was that Garvey was selling a dream of black-owned shipping and global commerce.
Manifesting.
And eventually, African repatriation. In other words, going back to Africa, while the company was financially unstable, badly managed, and lost a whole bunch of money. Now, what year did he get here? I want y'all to, somebody type big game in the chat room. He got here in 1916. He started the UNAI in 1917. By 1919, he was taking in donations. That's 3 years. That's 3 years, okay? Now, in that 3 year time period, this man was able to collect $600,000. Somebody type.
All right. Now, then Spurling just said this man, he collected $600,000. Now, he's going to say it here in a minute, but I just wanted to show you real quick. Hold on a second, y'all. I just wanted to show you tangibly what $600,000 in 1922, what it is now, okay? Let me show you what this is real quick. This man raised a crap ton of money in 1922, all right? Wait a minute. Hold on. Check this out now, y'all. Let me take the chat down real quick so y'all can see, so y'all can get a good look at this. Wait a minute. There we go. Now, why don't you read this real quick and make it bigger so y'all can see it? $600,000 in 1922 is worth what today? $600,000 in 1922 would have the same purchasing power as approximately $10,950,000. This is how much money Marcus Garvey was able to raise in 3 years. He didn't own the boat. I don't think he ever repatriated to Africa. And in his last years and days, he was married to a white woman.
Nick, you're stupid.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, they got a certificate, a Black Star Line certificate or something like that, I believe. I don't know if that was worth the paper it was printed on, but they got something, right? For their donations, if you will. What does Umar Johnson give these people? Yeah, he didn't give them a pillow. He didn't give them no shirts. He didn't give them no hoodies or a book. He made them pay for the books. He hasn't given them anything, right? But hopes and dreams, winging a prayer. You know what I mean? The land of make-believe, which the train comes in and out of the fucking station every time he goes up to FDMG, right? Every time he opens his mouth, you hear that train from Mr. Rogers' neighborhood coming out of the land of make-believe every time, right? I mean, but yeah, $600,000 is over almost $11 million today. That's how much money Marcus Garvey was able to raise in 3 years of that crispy mouthpiece and didn't give anybody shit, right? Let's go back to Dennis Spurling. Let's continue.
600,000. Okay? 600,000. Lost it all. Now I want to put that in perspective for you. $600,000 in 1922 was considerably more than it is right now. 600,000 in 1922 was somewhere between 11 and 12 million dollars. You understand me? So in 3 years, this Jamaican immigrant, Marcus Garvey, collected $12 million from black folks. That's an enormous amount from black workers and small investors. And so we had money. Now his defenders argued that the prosecution was politically motivated and that J. Edgar Hoover targeted him because he was so powerful, not because he was a con man. They got at him because he was a black national. Okay, right. They convicted him because he lied about this black law. Look at the case yourself. You don't have to like me. Dennis is being anti-black. I'm just telling you what the case said. What you want to get mad at me for? The man was able to hoodwink, bamboozle, and lead astray millions of black people, got 12 million and got deported. Okay? He didn't even own the boat that he had on the brochure. You
hear that? He didn't even own. Let me run that back real quick.
And got deported. Okay? The man was able to hoodwink, bamboozle, and lead astray millions of black people, got 12 million and got deported. Okay.
Now, I don't know what happened to that money, whether it was seized by the government or he was able to take that back with him to Jamaica. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know it in the chat if you know the history of that and what happened with all that money that he raised from this Black Star Line, from this ship corporation that he made for this repatriation effort. Let me know what he did with that money, because yes, he did jail time or prison time, got deported back to Jamaica, and again, finished his time in life with a snow bunny. Yes.
He didn't even own the boat that he had on the brochure. Have you ever showed up to the club thinking you was about to see Usher, Luther Vandross, and it's some local rapper, and yeah, Luther Vandross ain't gonna make it tonight. You done got your girl. I'm just saying, okay? And guess what? Black people was misrepresented and left holding the bag. In other words, I want you to put this in perspective. Marcus Garvey, who we still talk about today as this Black American hero, his rise in the United States was fast, okay? And when I say fast, I mean fast as hell. He caused all this chaos and destruction in 6 years, okay? And in barely a decade, he went from a foreign-born Jamaican organizer who nobody knew to trying to build a mass black nationalist movement in America amongst Americans to getting deported.
Now, Marcus Garvey did this in 6 years. Umar Johnson had this school for 7 years in 2019. What has he done since then besides have a bunch of viral moments before and after he got to school, been on a bunch of podcasts, blew a whole lot of smoke up a lot of people's asses about this school and how ready it is and how it's ready for inspection, how he's got desks and AC units, and he's put a new floor, and he fixed the gym, and he got ceiling tiles, and he painted and put on new doors, and he shovel a bunch of freaking snow, and he painted the outside, some moldy walls outside and inside. He got a peephole in the front. He put up a gate that's, I can hop over that, my son can hop over. What has he actually done? Right? I mean, he's done, in 7 years, he got a bunch of viral moments, been on a bunch of podcasts, been said a whole bunch of freaking controversial stuff. School still ain't done yet. And it just adds to his overall, viral popularity on social media because nobody's putting him on no national freaking shows. The last big show he was on was Roland Martin. That was the last big show he was actually on. After that, it's been podcast after podcast. The most important thing has been, the most biggest platform has been on his Breakfast Club. That's it. And he was on Real Housewives of Atlanta season 8, right? He had a cameo in there for like 30 seconds. He's been on with Drewski a few times, which again is internet viral, but not actually important. So what has he actually contributed besides, 2 books that he only prints with no sources that, probably a third grader could read?
Okay? Who lost millions of dollars and was forced out the country. Now, the Talented 10th, again, they were largely foundational Black Americans. They came out of the Black American experience. These are our ancestors: slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, land ownership, HBCU, churches, newspapers, law offices, schools, civic organizations, domestic institutions. They weren't interested in trying to do nothing global on some global African diaspora. Their fight was right here in America because our people had been made in America. And their argument wasn't that America was fair. We knew that because remember, we just been dealing with all the racism, the lynches. Did y'all just hear the first hour and a half that they knew what was up. They weren't stupid, okay? They knew exactly what was going on. They weren't saying that America was fair. They were saying that we've already built all this infrastructure. Somebody type infrastructure in the chat room. We built all these institutions. We're not gonna just abandon that and just let the white folk have it and go back to Africa with you, sir. We got churches, we have colleges, we have businesses, we got farms, we got towns, we got Black professionals. You gotta leave your nursing job to go to Africa. You wanna leave Detroit to go to Africa and be a nurse in Ghana somewhere, or Liberia? No, you don't. They probably don't even want your license over there. You know how hard it is to get your license transformed from state to state, and now you gotta get a new nurse's license. You just got your CN. You just got it, your RN. You just got that.
Again, like I said, I'm not a historian. Okay, I don't have the knowledge of Umar Johnson. Y'all let me know in the chat. Did Marcus Garvey marry a white woman? Maybe that was a Marcus, or maybe that was Frederick Douglass. I'm sorry, I got it wrong. I'm sorry. Forgive me, y'all. I got the wrong individual. That was Frederick Douglass. I'm sorry, y'all. You're right about that. My bad. So he didn't marry Snow Bunny. So that's where's the, but let me give myself the buzzer here. Where is it? Give myself the buzzer. There it is. Nah, you know what?
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Give myself the bish for falsely reporting.
Okay? Now you got to try to go to Sierra Leone and get you and wait in that line, and it's hot over there to get re-registered. No, they was like, no, we ain't going. And so Garvey's global plan, this Pan-African vision, and this Back to Africa program was seen as politically and emotionally reckless. I'm gonna piss you off.
So y'all saw that, right? Dennis Spurling, I think he laid down quite flat, right? Marcus Garvey came in from Jamaica, immigrant, Jamaican American, I'm sorry, caused a whole bunch of trouble, raised a whole bunch of money, scammed people, did prison time, went to jail. Got sent back, deported back to Jamaica. Right? And again, similarities to Umar Johnson, the scam, the fundraising, the orator, if you will, the gift of gab, all the stuff that Umar Johnson has, right? So, yeah. So, again, let's go to the poll real quick. Let's check it out. Who was the biggest scammer? Marcus Garvey, Umar Johnson, the Yellow Alien, the Working Man Podcast. We got 4% for Marcus Garvey, 93% for Umar Johnson. We got 4% for the Yellow Alien and 0% for the Working Man Podcast. All right.
Nick, you're stupid.
Okay. So we got 0% for the Working Man Podcast. That's all right. That's why I appreciate that, y'all. Appreciate that. So real quick, now let's go to the next video I want to show y'all real quick. And this is this incident that I saw I was going through some stuff trying to figure out about, Mr. Umar Johnson and, some stuff about the school. And I found this clip right here. This was, I think, the 25th of June in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, again, if you're in the chat and if you're in Wilmington, Delaware, y'all let me know if this happened in your area, please. This happened close to the school, okay? Let's go here. Fair use to CBS Philadelphia. This is June 25th of 2026. The title of this video, dadgum, hold on a second, the dadgum chat. Hold on a second, y'all. Here we go. The title of the video, Delaware family pleads for answers after Wilmington police shoot and delete a 19-year-old. All right? So, we're going to play this real quick, and y'all please let me know again if you are in Wilmington, Delaware, and you know if this happening in Wilmington, Delaware, close to FDMG, please tell me as I play this, all right? Fair use to CBS Philadelphia. Let's get it.
Siafa, good afternoon to you. We spoke with that teenager's parents and loved ones today. They are heartbroken, as you can imagine.
Well, an investigation is now underway in Wilmington, Delaware, after a 19-year-old male was shot and killed by police. We're learning more about the teenager as his family challenges the information put out by investigators as to what led to the shooting. CBS News Philadelphia's Ryan Hughes is outside Wilmington Police Headquarters this afternoon with the latest from there. Ryan.
Siafa, good afternoon to you. We spoke with that teenager's parents and loved ones today. They are heartbroken, as you can imagine, and angry. They tell us police have not provided many details about why their son was shot and killed, and now they and many in this community are demanding answers.
I want transparency on what happened to my son. I'm not okay.
A mother pleading for more information hours after her son, Kadir Skinner, was shot and killed by a Wilmington police officer. We're told the 19-year-old graduated high school last year and was pursuing a career in carpentry.
We are distraught right now. The way the whole thing went down.
The shooting happened around 11:15 Wednesday night near 24th and Jessup Streets. According to police,
Now, this says 24th and Jessup Street. Again, anybody in the chat, if you are from Wilmington, Delaware, I wish Enterprise Entertainment was up in here. But if anybody knows where that's at in Wilmington, Delaware, please tell me, is that anywhere close to FDMG or not, please?
on patrol were monitoring a large crowd when they say Skinner came out of a home and pointed a gun towards the group of people. When officers approached him, they say Skinner started to run and was shot less than a block away. Police say they recovered a loaded gun, but Skinner's father is questioning that.
I don't know. I know my son don't carry a gun. I know that for sure.
Skinner's family is now demanding a meeting with Wilmington's police chief, and they want to know if the officer will face disciplinary action. They claim their son was being chased by a dog when he was shot multiple times, and say his body was then put in a police cruiser.
My son was murdered in these streets by the police officer. Shot 3 times in the back. I want answers.
The shooting has left many in this community outraged. As neighbors and loved ones console each other, former Delaware State Representative Sherry Dorsey Walker is asking for peace and patience.
I do believe we need to give the investigators the time that they need in order to be able to get the answers for the community, for the family, for the community.
And the Delaware Department of Justice has launched an investigation into this deadly shooting, as well as Wilmington police. We're told the officer involved has been placed on administrative leave. Wilmington police also telling me they have been in contact with Skinner's family and will answer any requests that they have. We're live this afternoon in Wilmington. Ryan Hughes, Siafa, back to you.
Ryan, thank you.
Now, I would ask this question here, right? Even if this is or isn't close to FDMG, it's in the Wilmington, Delaware, right? This is the area that Umar Johnson is trying to, he's promoting the school to, right? To help the community and things like that, right? Why isn't Umar Johnson in the community that he's trying to serve to speak to this, okay? And, you know, it's almost like people like Al Sharpton, people like, you know, what's that one lawyer that's in that one case for the boy that with his white friends, you know, the ambulance chaser guy, you know, these people that when something's public, they're quick to jump on it and speak on it and help out and things like that if it gets public notice. But something that's in the inner city, something that's, not well known, but still hurtful to the people in that community, he doesn't do any work on there. He's so quick to say, well, I did all this work to everybody, blah, blah, but something that's local that he could easily help out with, he's nowhere to be found. He's on a podcast and we're talking. Benjamin Crump, absolutely, yes. These people that when something's public, they're quick to go in there and promote it and be like, oh, man, yeah, I'm going to stand with the family. We're going to make sure we get justice, and we did investigations. We're getting the cameras and all this kind of stuff, right? But something like this that's happening in the city of Wilmington, Delaware, that Umar Johnson, you could be talking about right now and bringing awareness to, right? This school-to-prison pipeline, this violence in the black community that we always speak about, you could be helping this family right now seek justice from the police. But where is he? This is Wilmington, Delaware. Philadelphia News. Where is Umar Johnson? I don't know. He's not there, though. He's not there with his family to help get justice for what's going on. He's not there to help them out. But again, I guess that's, we should expect that, right? Umar Johnson, he's not really interested in that kind of stuff because he doesn't get any shine off of that. So I shouldn't expect anything less. Again, let's check this poll out real quick. We got 32,000 votes. Who is the biggest scammer? 6% said Marcus Garvey, 91% said Umar Johnson, 3% said the Yellow Alien, 0% said the Working Man Podcast. Please continue to get your vote in the poll. And again, if you're new here, we're talking about Umar Johnson. We're going to get to the Who Gonna Say It podcast. He had a whole lot to say on here. We just finished talking about Dennis Spurling and Marcus Garvey and this horrible tragedy that happened in Wilmington, Delaware, okay, in the inner city of Wilmington, Delaware. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Of course, again, if you want to continue to donate financially, hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat, join the channel membership. All links are down in the description box. And if you're watching on your television, we have QR codes on the screen for Cash App and Ko-Fi. Thank you all for your donations if you plan to give it. If you haven't, please thank you for hitting that like button and for participating in the chat and in the poll. So at this time, we're going to get to the business that what y'all came here for anyway. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let's go here. All right. This is the Who Gonna Say It podcast. The title of this video, let me get this. Let me take the chat down real quick so y'all can see it. The title of this video is This is Horrible. Dr. Umar sets the record straight once and for all. Full episode. Who Gonna Say It podcast. Fair use to Who Gonna Say It podcast, all right? There is a lot of glaze in this podcast, okay? So everybody get your napkins together because it's a lot going on here, okay? And I believe that Umar Johnson is actually also flirting with this woman, but that's neither here nor there. So we're going to play. We're going to get to the business, okay? Anyway, again, you want to donate because I do this for fun, not for fun. I do this for fun, but I also do it for funds, all right? Let's get to it.
Want to know who go say it? Shella go say it. I sat down with the Prince of Pan-Africanism, Dr. Umar. And when I say this man is something else, I thought I was a trip. We discussed so many things, from his school getting built to what's going on today. All I can say is this is a conversation you don't want to miss. Dr. Umar.
Yes, ma'am.
North Philly's most knowledgeable, the superior supergiant.
Wow. That was powerful.
Supergiant.
You know what a supergiant is?
No, but
Okay.
that was powerful.
Yeah. A supergiant is the most largest, the most luminous star to ever exist.
Powerful. Wow. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
I mean that.
I have to struggle to make sure I live up to what you're saying, Queen.
Period. Not everybody gets
Queen.
Thank you.
So I know what I
Yes,
know.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How did you get started?
How did I get started? It started for me in the 4th grade, George Meade Elementary School, North Philly. We had a Black History class. It wasn't mandatory for the district. It was only in our school. I don't know how that happened. But after my parents divorced, we relocated back to Philadelphia from North Carolina. I go to Meade Elementary. There's a mandatory Black History class, 4th and 5th grade.
Okay.
That was my introduction to Black consciousness. It was also my introduction to public speaking. There was a Black History Month oratorical contest. I entered both years, 4th and 5th. Won first place both years, 4th and 5th. I never shut up since. Now, the next year, my father takes me to my first family reunion.
Baltimore, Maryland. We're walking in the back of a church. This is still 6th, 7th grade. We're walking in the back of a church, and I see all this Frederick Douglass memorabilia, his hat, his shoes, his Bible, his clothes. And of course, I know who he is from Black History class. So I asked my father, why is all this Frederick Douglass stuff at the family reunion here in Baltimore? And he said, because you're related to him. And it was.
Here we go, because you're related to him.
Family.
Again, we've seen this. It's been debunked again several times. He's telling the story of this woman because she's like somehow captivated by this man, right? So he's he's the what is it, the super giant or whatever the hell he's talking about with this star?
Family.
So I'm like, okay, got it. All right, whatever. So again, the glaze heavy. Let's continue.
That day that I found out my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, a Civil War veteran, was first cousins and half brothers with Frederick Douglass. Their mothers were both raped by the slave master who owned our family, which made them half brothers, but those 2 mothers were sisters. And if you read Frederick Douglass's autobiography, he talks about cousin Stephen. That's my 4 times great-grandfather. So when I found out I was related to Frederick Douglass, that just really gave me a sense of legacy, loyalty, and leadership. And I'll never forget that family reunion because we were staying at the Days Inn Hotel. I jumped in the deep end of the pool because I wanted to overcome my fear, almost drowned, and a white woman, a snow bunny, swum her ass over to the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I saw 2 big white titties. I grabbed them, and I'm still alive today. Black power. I said black power.
Y'all heard that, right? Oh, I mean, why did he have to describe what he grabbed in the pool when he was allegedly drowning and this white woman came to save him? And he's talking about how I grabbed these white titties. Huh? I mean, really? Did he have to go there? Did he really have to do that? Let's run it back.
Related to him. And it was that day that I found out my 4 times great-grandfather, Stephen Henry Bailey, a Civil War veteran, was first cousins and half brothers with Frederick Douglass. Their mothers were both raped by the slave master who owned our family, which made them half brothers, but those 2 mothers were sisters. And if you read Frederick Douglass's autobiography, he talks about cousin Stephen. That's my 4 times great-grandfather. So when I found out I was related to Frederick Douglass, that just really gave me a sense of legacy, loyalty, and leadership. And I'll never forget that family reunion because we were staying at the Days Inn Hotel. I jumped in the deep end of the pool because I wanted to overcome my fear, almost drowned, and a white woman, a snow bunny, swum her ass over to the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I saw 2 big white titties. I grabbed them, and I'm still alive today. Black power. I said black power.
Wow.
A white woman.
Family.
I mean, fam. And then he has to, he's with all this performative, because he knows he's talking about a white woman and he's about to, the audience might turn on him if he start speaking very sexually about this white woman. So he has to chase it back with black power at the end.
Family.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I grabbed these 2 women's breasts and then it was I say black power. I mean, because you know, if you start talking about this woman in a way that's out of character for yourself, being a black queen's very nobody's never. You start talking like that, you know, your audience is gonna be like, what did he say? So we gotta turn around with the black power on the back end for it, right?
I wasn't ready for that. So you mean to tell me that a snow bunny saved you at some
life.
point?
And if she knew it was going to be me, she might have let me drown. But God bless her soul.
So, I wasn't ready for that.
True story.
So a snow bunny saved you.
Yes, she did.
Would you ever save a snow bunny?
Of course. I would save any member of the human family. I just don't support interracial dating, mating, or marriage because black men should be with black women. Only 1 out of y'all of 4 will ever get married. 25% marriage rate for black women. How are you going to rebuild the black community on a 25% marriage rate for black women? How are black boys going to become inspired and motivated to commit their life to a black queen if he don't see older black men doing the same? So when you...
Umar Johnson, how are black boys going to be inspired if they don't see a black man doing the same? The man that's speaking on this is not. You're talking about black love. Meanwhile, you don't have 1 queen, let alone 2 that you're talking about. Again, you got 3 children, 3 baby daddies. Well, he says 2. I think it's really 3 children, 3 baby mamas, and a slew of women that you've been involved with, past and present. And you're talking about, well, they're not going to, feel it if you don't see it. You know what I mean? But they don't see it because you're not doing it. Rewind it back one more time.
of the human family. I just don't support interracial dating, mating, or marriage because black men should be with black women. Only 1 out of y'all of 4 will ever get married. 25% marriage rate for black women. How are you going to rebuild the black community on a 25% marriage rate for black women? How are black boys going to become inspired and motivated to commit their life to a black queen if he don't see older black men doing the same? So when you hear me say black queens forever, snow bunnies never, that is not a rejection of the white woman. She's still a woman. It is a love and a loyalty to my own. So what I say to black men is, why do you need to go over there when you could get one of ours? If you want chocolate, we got chocolate. If you want caramel, we got caramel. If you want butter almond, we got butter almond. If you want butter pecan, we got butter pecan. If you want cinnamon, if you want nutmeg, if you want buttercream, if you want butterscotch, if you want lemon, we got every flavor you can savor. Black queens forever.
I get it. I respect that. I'm glad you said that. Because recently I had a conversation with one of my homegirls, and she was saying to me, right, we was down in my crib and we was kicking it, and I have friends from all different races. I do. And one of my closest friends, she is white. I met her in a shelter that I used to live in. I used to live in a domestic violence / homeless shelter back in the day. Her name Amanda, and some of my friends just be looking at her like, ooh, you know what I'm saying, because she white, and I get it, or whatever. So I was saying to her, because I'm pro-black too, but I'm not anti-anything.
I agree with that.
I'm pro-human.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm pro-character.
Yes, ma'am.
So she's not, she got Umar Johnson here, but she's not truly red, black, and green, is she? Because she's talking about, well, I'm pro people. Well, that's not red, black, and green, sweetie. But you got Umar Johnson here. He's like supposed to be, he stomped down freaking red, black, and green. You know, black queens forever, blah, 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 right? You know, the white man's the devil, right? But what's he doing on your show now?
I agree with that. My only caveat would be, do you have a loyalty to your own race above and beyond anyone else? Because my issue is when I hear African people say, I don't have an issue with other branches of the human family. That's fine. But do you have a loyalty to your own above and beyond everyone else? Because one of the reasons we're dead last, politically, socially, and economically in this country is because we don't put ourselves first. We should still be first, even with everything you said being true. 2 things can be true at the same time, but we should still count in your heart before anyone else. Charity starts at home, and God made us black, and black people got to be loyal to black people before we loyal to anyone else. It changes nothing you said. We just have to make sure we are the priority for ourselves.
I respect that. So in the conversation that I had with Amanda, she was saying, I don't see why, and I get it, because she grew up totally different than I did. I grew up different. I lived a lot of different places. I went to a lot of different schools.
Understood.
So I understand how they go. So I was saying to her, just in all honesty, from my experience, not speaking from my sons or my mothers or my ancestors, I was saying how most of the hurt, and this is how I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Most of the hurt that I received from being robbed, from having my house broken into, from heartbreaks, from having my car shot up, came from my own people.
But that's true.
This girl said having a car shot up. I mean, where you was at, lady? Oh, man. Now, okay, Umar Johnson about to go into this bit about basically relation, proximity, and likeness, things like that, right? He's going to say that, well, the reason that you got done wrong by, a lot of black people is because, you're in proximity to black folks, which he's not wrong about that. Black people do commit crimes to black people. White people commit crimes against white people, so on and so forth, right? So he's not wrong about that. But again, we're talking about Umar Johnson, so you got to take what he says with a grain of salt, right?
For all people. So I want to validate your pain and your experience, right? So this is the psychologist in me, right? You're correct in what you said. I just want you to zoom out and realize that most people's pain comes from their in-group. So most white people's pain come from white people.
Right.
Most Arabs'
because that's who I deal with the most,
exactly,
my own people.
Right?
So it's not just
exactly. So what happens is when I hear African people say that, I just want them to put it in context of the fact it's not that your people are worse or better than anyone else. It's just that most people will suffer at the hands of their own people because your everyday life is lived around your own people.
Exactly. And that's the point that I was making. But I was saying that to say it doesn't make me just angry at even my black people. Like, I don't look at my own people like because that happened, I'm just angry at my own people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't make me feel like I'm just angry at another race as well. So I was just having that.
I agree with that. And I would add to that because somebody asked me this the other day, and I'm sure we'll get into it further in the conversation. But this is what I said. I said black people are angry right now with everything going on, from the redistricting to Carmelo to Cyrus, everything, right? To the Kevin Hart Netflix roast, everything. And I said,
You still talking about
that
Netflix
I hope
roast?
this is not just another temporary temper tantrum. Because we always have a riot, but it never evolves into a revolution. So when Trayvon Martin was murdered, we were angry at the system. We had a riot. Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Philando Castile, Amir Locke, Sandra Bland, Sonia Massey, Tamir Rice, right? And now we have Cyrus, Carmack Belton, and Carmelo.
Yes,
So
I'm glad
people-
you brought that up because I want to talk about that.
So people say, well, Dr. Umar, do you think we're finally ready now? No, we're not. Because how is this any different than the reaction we had during any of those previous deaths or previous convictions or Hurricane Katrina, right? Which is 21 years ago. And we had that. And you would think Black people were ready to finally change their reality. We were not. Because we're motivated by anger. Don't ever confuse a Black person motivated by anger with a Black person motivated by love. Let me give you an example. You're motivated by love. I'm motivated by anger, hypothetically, right? So as long as I'm under the influence of that emotion, I'm going to do whatever needs to be done. You got me? But the minute my emotions calm down, the minute the anger dissipates.
So basically, you're saying that, you know what, you niggas out here protesting and ain't really getting nothing done, right? We're gonna fast forward to the next timestamp at 39 minutes and 25 seconds. This is where we're gonna get into all the female relationship talk here, y'all. Let's listen to this.
It's a lot going on, but man, that's crazy. Just listening to you, I love listening to you.
Glaze.
Especially lady, because I knew you would be sitting on the chair, in a chair, and I said, I just want to know what you think about things outside of everything that's going on in the world, such as yourself. And I want to know, what is the biggest misconception when it comes to you that people have about Dr. Umar?
I'll give you a couple. And I neglected to say earlier when you asked me how did I get started, I gave you elementary school.
Right.
But I got to fast forward all the way to September 18th of 2010, right?
Okay.
I come
the day
to
after my
Chicago.
birthday.
You the 17th?
Yeah.
I showed up on the 17th.
Okay.
I got in on the 17th. Brother Dawa Yisrael, he was a Hebrew brother here in Chicago. He had a public access television station here. He read one of my articles in the newspaper and called me in Philly one day. I never forget it. I was sitting behind my desk typing up some psychological evaluation reports. And he said, listen, I got a public access TV station in Chicago. I would love to interview you. I can't afford to fly you up here, but if you can manage to get up here, I would love to interview you. I'm like, Chicago, second largest Black city in the world. Don't nobody know me outside of Pennsylvania. I'm on my way. So I show up on the 17th. It was raining that night. Rain is a good sign in African culture because it's a seed being planted for something new to happen. So I never forget I was sick. So I turned the heat up real high to try to
heat up.
flush out that
Turn it back
I
down.
brought me this pizza. It was the best pizza I ever had, right?
Chicago
in Chicago. I don't know where
You
it
got
was.
the best
Chicago.
pizza,
So I eat the pizza, right? I go to sleep, trying to sweat out this cold, Dawa picks me up the next day. We go to the station. We do the interview, Psychoacademic War Against Black Boys. Wrap and show it to you. Now, after the interview was over, let me tell you how destiny works.
She is
I said,
delusional
Brother
as
Dawa,
a moist.
could I get a copy of
Glazing
that?
is sad.
Enterprise Entertainment in the building. Let's put his chat up there. Thank you, Enterprise. So she is delusional as Umoist. The glazing is sad. We're going to give you the new sound effect because you always up in here. Where is it?
We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200.
Yes, indeed. We'd rather have 200. Yes, she is laying on the glaze mighty thick, y'all. But she's not done yet, though. She's going to be no all in his eyes the entire podcast. It gets better.
DVD. And he said, this is my only one. I can't give you this one, but I'll send you one later. Okay. I said, no problem, bro. And at the last minute, he says, I'm going to give you this one. I'll get one on my own. He didn't have to do that. Let me tell you how spirit works. So he gives me a copy of the interview, September 18th, 2010. 6 weeks later, I speak in Harlem, New York. So Chicago, the second largest Black community. Yeah. New York City, the #1 largest Black community. I take copies of the Chicago interview to my Harlem lecture, October 30th. 6 weeks later, and within 48 hours of taking that Chicago interview to Harlem, New York, I was a household name. I tell you, sister, I lie to you not. My phone started ringing within 48 hours from London, from Africa, from Brazil, California, Texas, places I've never been in my life.
Everywhere.
Are you the guy we're watching on here break down the school to prison? I said, yeah, that's the Chicago interview. We want you here, we want you there, we want you there. And now here we are, 16 years later, and I'm still the biggest thing in Black consciousness, not in America.
Turn the heat up, all right. The snow and sniff.
Yeah. Enterprise Entertainment came back with another $2. Thank you, Enterprise.
I'm gracious, but I'm not content.
All right. Turn the heat up. All right. The snow and sniff, which he always does. Check it on this poll, by the way. Who is the bigger scammer? 10% said Marcus Garvey. 87% said Umar Johnson. 2% said the Yellow Alien. And 2% said the Working Man Podcast. I'll take that. I'm a scammer. You know, again, I do this for fun, but I also do this for funds, y'all. So, I mean, I'll take that.
Well, I'm not number one.
Period. Don't play
And
with
it started right here.
Period.
So Chicago's special to me. Real special.
For sure. I want to get into that, the school to prison
Yes,
system.
ma'am.
I want to get into
But
that.
let me answer your question. The misconceptions. I'm going to give you 3.
Okay.
I can be comical sometimes in my delivery, right? I like
Okay.
to crack my jokes.
Okay.
Because of that, sometimes people think I'm not serious about what I'm doing. I'm dead serious about this work. It's all I've known since I was 9. I'll die for this, right? And I think sometimes people don't realize how serious Dr. Umar is about his work. I'll give you an example. In my organizations, when I bring people in to help me get things done, I don't think they realize how serious I am about the work. I think they think it's all about social media until they asses get fired and kicked to the side because you're not carrying through on your responsibilities that you promised to carry through on. You follow me? So I have what I'm saying to say is this.
You got a team?
You have Dr. Umar, the activist. You have Dr. Umar, the psychologist. And then you have Dr. Umar, the social media guy, right? The celebrity of Dr. Umar, and I hate to use the word because I'm not a celebrity, I'm a revolutionary, but the celebrity part of who I am, even though it gets me the audience, right?
Yeah.
It also undermines my activism because people start thinking it's all about the interviews and the clicks and the likes and the pictures. You see that? They don't realize, no, I'm really
It's a
building a
purpose.
school.
They miss
I'm
it.
really helping parents save their kids every day. If I'm really traveling the world to organize my people. All of that is just a result of, it's the consequence, it's the aftershock, it's the collateral damage. It's not the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing. So I often struggle getting people to see that this is bigger than entertainment. This is real. I appreciate the celebrity side because it gives me an automatic audience. I love when I walk through the airport and every black person is stopping for a picture and the white people losing their mind because they don't know who the hell is he.
Who is
he a
that?
rapper? Is he a basketball player? No, I'm a psychologist. And then they still confused because they're like, psychologists aren't popular like this.
Right.
Right? You should
And they
see
see the
folk-
muscles. They don't know if you're a wrestler
Yes,
or what.
and they normally ask me if it's a stewardess, are you an entertainer?
Yo, did she just say muscle? Did she just say muscles?
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
She said hold up. Wait, what?
Helping parents save their kids every day. If I'm really traveling the world to organize my people, all on social media until they asses get fired and kicked to the side because you're not carrying through on your responsibilities that you promised to carry through on. You follow me? So I have what I'm saying to say is this. You have Dr. Umar, the activist. You have Dr. Umar, the psychologist. And then you have Dr. Umar, the social media guy, right? The celebrity of Dr. Umar, and I hate to use the word because I'm not a celebrity, I'm a revolutionary, but the celebrity
you think you're a
part of who I am,
celebrity?
even though it gets me the audience, right?
Yeah.
It also undermines my activism because people start thinking it's all about the interviews and the clicks and the likes and the pictures. You see that? They don't realize, no, I'm really
It's a
building a
purpose.
school.
They miss
I'm
it.
really helping parents save their kids every day. If I'm really traveling the world to organize my people. All of that is just a result of, it's the consequence, it's the aftershock, it's the collateral damage. It's not the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing.
Meat and potatoes.
So I often struggle getting people to see that this is bigger than entertainment. This is real. I appreciate the celebrity side because it gives me an automatic audience. I love when I walk through the airport and every black person is stopping for a picture and the white people losing their mind because they don't know who the hell is he.
Who is
he a
that?
rapper? Is he a basketball player? No, I'm a psychologist. And then they still come.
Did he say?
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
I don't know.
Because they're like, psychologists aren't popular like this.
Right.
Right? You should
And they
see the
see
white
the
folk-
muscles. They don't know if you're a wrestler.
Yeah.
This person muscles.
Ain't no way.
Come on, man.
Ain't no fucking way.
Where you see the muscles? I see a gut. What did he say when he was on that rant? When he was when the was it the SETI rant? He said, I can get rid of the gut, but you'll never be 6'3". What he said? I'm sexy with mine. I'm cool in my skin. Right? He's got a gut. What a muscle? I mean, yeah, he's tall. He's 6'3", I guess. You know, it's relatively tall, right? But muscles? Okay. And she said that, by the way, not him. She said that. I mean, what is the... Sheesh, that's a lot of... Oh, man.
And they normally ask me if it's a stewardess, are you an entertainer or a musician?
Yeah.
No, bitch, I got a doctorate. Excuse my language.
Whoa! Where is my... He said no. No. He said no.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
I'm a...
the consequence. It's the aftershock.
Remember y'all in that one video where he was having the interview, say he was signed, he gonna be signed the Bishops, huh? Remember that? Always a slip of the tongue, right? It?
It's the collateral damage. It's not the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing. So I often struggle getting people because it gives me an automatic audience. I love when I walk through the airport and every black person is stopping for a picture and the white people losing their mind because they don't know who the hell is he. Is he a rapper? Is he a basketball player? No, I'm a psychologist. And then they still confused because they're like, psychologists aren't popular like this. Right? You should
and
see
they see the muscles. They don't know if you're a wrestler or what.
And they normally ask me if it's a stewardess, are you an entertainer or a musician? No, bitch, I got a doctorate. Excuse my language. But I get tired of them assuming you're a rapper or an athlete. No, I'm not. But my point is, the love I get from my people, I could never replace it with anything else, but I do need them to be a little bit more serious, which takes me to the relationship side of things, right? Another misconception people got is that Dr. Umar is a player for the Queens. No, I'm not. Let me go back. Let me give you this. No, I'm not a player. Did I have a player moment? When I first blew up in 2010, I ain't gonna hold you. That coochie was coming from every direction, right? And I might have had a little butter almond.
In the chat, y'all, put a one in the chat if you can see me clearly. Put a 2 in the chat if the video's freezing up because on my end it's going a little bit slow here. I got a poor connection. Y'all let me know what's going on in the chat. Do I need to run this back? Enterprise Entertainment came through once again. Enterprise
Ain't
Entertainment.
Nobody coming to see you, Otis. Speechless face. Rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji.
Yeah. Black Consciousness Game Coach. You damn right. Yeah, y'all let me know in the chat. Is the video going or is it freezing up, man? Because I'm getting a bad connection. Y'all let me know what's going on in the chat. Is it freezing? Put a 1 in the chat if it's clear, if it's going. Put a 2 in the Okay, let's see here. Good now? Might be back on top. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're back on. All right, let's get it going.
I had a little butterpeach. I might have had a little chocolate, right? But then I said, this is inconsistent with the message. If you're going to be a role model to these black boys, you got to do it right. So then people say, well, why are you not married yet with all these women all over? I'm going to tell you why. It's for the same reason I have trouble with people in the organization. The women think they're there just to be cute. No. You're going to do some work. This is a revolution. I get it. And so when I date the queens, they really think they're just there to be seen. No, you're going to do work. I've dated women. When I asked them to help me do things, and some of them looked at me like I was crazy. I thought I was here just to be the wife. I didn't know you actually wanted me to do this. Cut!
They don't know they needed a brain as well.
Cut! And don't get me wrong. I have met some really good sisters as well, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. When I choose my 2 queens, because I'm going to have 2. Ain't no such thing as
not 3.
Not 3. Not 2. Because the older we get, the less active we should be as men because we only get a certain amount of what the Chinese call chi. And once you blast off all your chi, you die.
This man said, you blast out all your chi?
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch.
You blast off all your chi. What kind of chi you blasting off, the Mr. Johnson? Pause. What kind of chi you blasting off? Talking about once you blast off, it's all gone. What kind of chi you trying to... I think Miss Shaylo, I think she wants some of your chi.
Black men need to learn to be legislative with their essence.
Minimize the chi.
Minimize the chi. It'll put you in the cemetery.
Yeah.
I got to choose my wives as much for the people as for myself. Because when I look at a woman, I got to say, okay, can I put her in front of the people?
Right.
And is she strong enough to deal with the public criticism she's going to get? Because the first time I go public with a woman, because I've never have. If I never. So when I say this is her, them dark.
I mean, you ain't never had time to go public with a woman because you always end up falling out with them before, you get a chance to, be, I guess, steady with a woman, if you want to call it old school. If you want to, I never went public. You never had a chance to go public because you had a falling out with every one of them.
Becoming. Why her and not me? She got to be strong enough not to feed into it. Just be you. Don't respond to that because once you get pulled up in that, I can't use you no more. You follow me? You got to stay on the throne at all times. You don't get off the throne. And so when I'm dealing with the female energies, I often find that a lot of sisters are not strong enough to resist the temptation to respond to the negativity.
So you gotta have two.
I gotta have two.
I get it.
And it's not for personal. It's for the business. The two is for the business. Because you got to remember.
But it's for personal too, because this is
It is, but it's more business than personal.
Right.
Because if I wasn't who I was, I could do one. The reason I got to do two is you got FDMG, you got Team Pan African, you got
It's a lot to do.
It's a lot to do. And then some people say, well, why can't you have one wife and get an assistant?
Concubine.
Thank you. And I don't want to do that. When you go to a mega church, right, you see the pastor, he got the wife, and then he got the secretary. But everybody know he's been in the secretary over. You know why? Because the secretary doing more for the church than the wife.
Right.
I don't want to get into that. These are my two, and these are my only two. I don't want to play this I got one wife game, but then the secretary holding me down. Sooner or later, she expect to get the treats. She going to want that Shango stick sooner or later, and now you got problems. So the way you eliminate all that, you come in the door with two, and that's it.
And be honest.
And be honest.
Is that your situation now?
What?
Having a two.
Nah, I'm single. I ain't got none. I got friends.
You taking
Let me tell you where I'm at right now. I'm gonna give it to you real. In 2017, because I practice EFI, Yoruba spirituality. In 2017, a Babalawo from Nigeria came to New York City. I drove up from Philly to get a divination from him because he's a real big Babalawo priest of African tradition, right?
Babalawo.
I asked him about the wife. You know what he told me? This was in 2017. He said, your school is going to come first. Stop worrying about the wife. You ain't got time for her anyway. He said, the school going to come first. He said, once the school is open, the wife will come. My school.
Now, by the way, we're going to go to the next timestamp because they go on about this for like another, 4918? They go on with this for like another 30 minutes talking about women going back and forth about the wife and the queens and all this other stuff and how many women he want and why he ain't got married yet and all this kind of stuff, right? Matter of fact, let me fast forward a little bit here so we can get the good part of this.
Let me say this to what you just said because it was relevant.
Yeah.
It depends on what part I'm being asked to compromise. Because I'm going to say this. I became a psychologist to help people solve their problems. I am not going to be a psychologist for my wife. The reason why is what? When I come home after working with the people, I'm drained. And you mean to tell me after being out all day with them, I got to come and be your psychologist too because your emotions are out of control? Who the hell going to fill me back up? If a true leader got to have a hell of a wife, because if he don't, he will meet his death before his time. Because if you got the people draining you, and you got your wife draining you?
You got your wife, you got your other wife draining you too. Because it's two.
Let me give you this. People make a lot about Dr. King and his infidelities with Queen Mother Coretta, right? First of all, what I tell people all the time, good sister, if Coretta Scott King never went public about Dr. King's infidelities, who the hell are you to be talking about it? When the FBI sent Coretta Scott King up.
See, Umar, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Bitch. Yeah, bitch.
Just because she didn't go public about his infidelities didn't make it, it seems like he's justifying it, if you will, don't you think? Well, if she didn't say anything about it, what make you think you should say something about yours? No, Umar, I wouldn't. That's a slippery slope there. So you're kind of justifying infidelity, and nobody should be justifying that.
Tell people all the time, good sister, if Coretta Scott King never went public about Dr. King's infidelities, who the hell are you to be talking about it? When the FBI sent Coretta Scott King a package with a tape where she can listen to Dr. King having sex with other women. This is what they sent his wife.
Is that true, Chat? I mean, Umar Johnson, he's this historian of Black history. Is that true that the feds sent Coretta Scott a tape, I guess audio at that time, or maybe video, I don't know, of him, getting it on with another woman? If so, that's diabolical.
Undermine the movement. Coretta destroyed it. She didn't go to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, talk about how her husband is a dog and he ain't faithful. She said, even though what my husband doing is wrong, the movement he represents is more important. I got to take this pain and I got to die with it if I really love my people. That's the type of wife that I need. I don't plan on cheating, but I'm showing you the commitment.
Because that's the difference.
The commitment.
The cheating and the being honest is different.
I completely
understand. So even though Coretta rolled out with her husband, it's a lot of women, we want to, okay, if you put it on the floor, that's different. But when you get to doing sad stuff that I don't know about, it would make a woman in this day and time feel away.
I understand that.
That's
but
a fact.
It don't matter how you feel. You do not compromise the movement for your feelings.
I understand
And
that.
if a Black woman cannot do that, you have no business marrying a leader.
I understand.
You follow what I'm saying?
I
Go
understand
get you a basketball player. You could crash out on him. Go get you a rapper. You can crash out on him. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go get you a football player. Get you an actor. Get you the men whose life, my life, is serving.
Hey, can y'all hear me? We got one in the chat said they couldn't hear. Can y'all hear me up in there? Ruda said they can't hear me. Y'all got me in the chat. Y'all let me know. I think I got a good connection over here now, I'm pretty sure. So we rocking and rolling. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. Pretty sure they said maybe refresh your browser. maybe it'll come back.
Village, right? If you know you don't have no emotional discipline, you have no business even trying to sit in that seat. What you said is true. I don't agree. I don't disagree with it.
Right.
I'm just saying,
It's just the reality
don't
of the
date
matter.
a leader. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You cannot set the people back for your personal problems. The people are always first. My wife got to know, not just say it, she got to know the people always come before me. Coretta knew it. Betty knew it. Winnie Mandela knew it. Miley Evers knew it. And by the way, I want to dedicate this interview to Medgar Evers, who was murdered today. June the 12th, 1963, Medgar Evers, who was the field secretary for the NAACP in Jackson, Mississippi, was shot as he got out of his car in his driveway going into his house, murdered by the same government he once fought in a war for. We always talk about Malcolm. We always talk about Martin. Don't forget Medgar Evers. He died before both of them. And the one thing Medgar Evers did that Malcolm and Martin did not do, and I love Martin and Malcolm.
So he's just fine cheating. We got all that. Let me go forward a little bit more here. Let's check this part out.
Once a season to make sure everybody's straight. It's the only way to do it. You know what I mean?
Get it.
But I will tell you this though. I don't want to say it because sisters who watch this interview are going to think that they're that one. So I don't even want to say it, but I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I don't want to say it. Okay.
If I don't meet them together or relatively close in time to one another, if I end up with one for a long time, I probably forget about needing the other one. You follow me?
Right.
Oh, boy.
If you say, Dr. Umar, could you be with one if you had to? Yes.
All right, ladies. You put it out there. You know what? Well, if I find two, if I'm with one for a long time and I don't find the other one, then maybe I'll just have one. So now the ladies out there are gonna be thinking they can have the Prince of Pan-Africanism all to themselves, right? Well, if I just, if I only be with one for a long time, I don't find another one, well, I guess I could just be with her, I guess. I'll make a concession there, right? I could have two queens, I'll just have one, right? Oh, okay.
Two is what's best, but I could be with one if I had to. I don't even want to say that because somebody's going to watch this and think I'm the one.
Let me try. Let me keep trying. What about the ones that may feel like, okay, I don't want to share. I don't want to be equally sharing him with somebody.
All women share.
I don't want to be knowingly equally sharing him with somebody, but I'm not mad at having at this being my level, and then I got a concubine for assistant. To where
you mean a woman have a man?
No. I know that you want to.
Oh, you mean me as a concubine, as an assistant?
No, I'm saying, for example, let's just use
Salute.
me.
Yes.
Salute.
You're the wife.
Right. Let's just say I was the wife, and instead of me having a co-wife,
Yes.
like she's equal to me,
you would allow me a concubine.
Right.
None of the rights of a wife. That's your pleasure toy.
No, not even just my pleasure toy, but my assistant and handling business for you. Because you
so she's your assistant. She's the wife's
she's your assistant as well.
And the concubine. She's just not your equal in the marriage.
Exactly. So it's not 50-50 with the wives. It's more like 80-20. How would you feel about a situation like that?
Here's my only problem with a situation like that. I don't know if I would feel that it is fair to her to do as much for me in the movement as the wife and not have the same status of respect. To deter that energy.
Okay, because I'm a super giant, such as yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
I already know that just wouldn't happen because I just tend to have that Chella effect, and they'll just be happy to be a part of the situation. So I wouldn't have to worry about that. So for a regular person or another type of woman, how they could probably deal with it is take her up on, see how she's thinking, and just move accordingly. For me, I know that because of just the type of person I am, and just everything about me, that they'll just be happy just to be around. So
let me ask you a question. Are you married?
No.
Are you in a relationship?
Type shit too.
A situationship.
This girl said I'm in 2 relationships.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
What? Oh my gosh. So she doing her thing too, boy. God. Oh, I'm gonna type shit. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
I'm not married.
Understood.
So I'm
in a situationship.
1 or 2.
Gotcha.
2.
Let me ask you this.
Open to a 3, so we'll talk after.
I am not sharing the cookies.
Did y'all hear that? She said, I'm open to 3. Hold up. Did she just she just on the sneak tip give Umar an invitation? Let me run that back one more again.
Be around, so.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you married?
No.
Are you in a relationship?
Type shit, 2.
A situationship.
Yeah.
Here's the question.
I'm not married.
Understood.
So I'm
in a situationship.
1 or 2.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this.
Open to a 3, so we'll talk after.
I am not.
She said open to.
I keep telling you, Consciousness over coochie. Politics over punani. I keep telling y'all that. Consciousness comes before coochie.
She basically just gave this man an invitation on this podcast. I'm sure she just gave him an invitation to the cookies. Just open the 3, let's talk after the show, right? And she cheating like a chess cat, boy, from ear to ear, boy, just like, yeah, And he didn't literally talk the draws off this woman already on the show right here. She just waiting, boy. Look at that. We'll talk later after the show. That's right. Okay.
Cheering the cookies. The peach cobbler is only mine.
Yeah, right.
The honeycomb is only mine.
Yeah, right.
I respect that.
Right.
So you gotta just
Man, see this man playing this ninja playing games, man. Oh, the cookies only mine. Yeah, right. Nah, ain't no woman you been with just being yours, man. Get the man. He front on us right now on his camera, but when the cameras turned off and they went backstage, he was grabbing Cinnabons, I'm pretty sure.
a person got to come in and stand on business. And until the business is stood on, then may the best person win.
I got you.
Okay.
Here's my question. I've said this before. I was in Australia on an interview. I don't know if you saw it. An Ethiopian sister interviewed me in Australia. And I told her that one of the reasons that snow bunnies are getting away with taking black men, even though black men have no business dating them, and even if you take snow bunnies out, the reason why our beautiful black women often end up single a little later in life is because when men were pursuing their hand in marriage.
All right. Okay, so we're going to skip to the next timestamp. We're going to get on to the FDMG joint. Then after that, if y'all want to stick around, I got one more timestamp. Afterwards, they're talking about some more stuff. We're going to get on to the FDMG timestamp. Is it 1:43 and 34? All right. Y'all ready for the FDMG, for this new price he put on FDMG? Right? Because he said at first, it was what? I think at one point it was 400,000. At one point it was 700,000. Guess what it's gonna say today, y'all? It's a new price he put out there of how much he paid for FDMG. Let's go.
And it's ourselves.
I'm glad you brought that up. In Chicago, it's been a lot of talk about a lot of the Walgreens stores that has been closing. So like some of the main stores, the Walgreens, you familiar with Walgreens?
I'm very familiar.
Okay. So a lot of the stores like 87th and 35th that's been there forever has been closed down. And the reason that they're saying that they're closing, it's because of the boosting and the stealing that's going on. That's going on in the community. This is what they're saying. So I want to know your thoughts on that. So like I said,
here's my concern.
I want to know what are your thoughts on that when it comes to the blacks boosting our people, boosting and stealing, because it's big in the community.
That ain't the reason, though. That ain't the reason. I would say a more important reason would be the fact that they're possibly losing money because there's so much mail ordering going on. In other words, most people live off Amazon.com now. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is why a lot of your stores are shutting down. You even got McDonald's shutting down. Why? Because now with Uber Eats, you can do what? And you can order from any restaurant you want. Before.
Now, I don't know about the McDonald's shutting down, but I'll tell you what they are doing, because they're doing it even where I'm at. Instead of having actual cashiers where you step up and you take your order, they're having more kiosks, so that way they can cut down on revenue, so they can cut down on their most biggest expense, which is payroll. So you're seeing a lot of McDonald's or Burger King, a lot of these fast food restaurants, they're going to kiosks and they might have one or two cashiers in there, and everybody else is back there cooking. They got a couple managers. They can keep the floor going, keep their freaking drive-through times down. But I wouldn't say they're closing down the fast food joints. If anything, they're just going to more automated systems so they can stay in business. They can keep up with these food, delivery services and things like that.
The only fast food was McDonald's, remember?
Yeah.
Now, if I want Outback Steakhouse, I can order from, McDonald's has too much competition. That's why they're closing. Walgreens now has to compete with Amazon because you can get your prescriptions filled there now. You follow what I'm saying? A lot of these stores are closing down because the online competition in alternative is just too strong. But let me tell you where I was really going to take this. Many black communities are food deserts. We don't have good, healthy food from good, healthy supermarkets. You follow? Food desert. Hospital deserts. The average black person lives over 5 miles from the nearest emergency room. Food desert, hospital desert, and now medical desert. I can't get my prescriptions. You see that? So when you tell me about the Walgreens closing down, and Walgreens is a pharmacy, I'm concerned about all of our elders in Chicago who are in need of these medications in order to live, and shutting down the Walgreens could also be a strategy to end their lives prematurely. Because you do know they don't want a lot of elders in America. This is why they dropped the COVID bomb. The COVID was to kill off all the elders so America wouldn't be faced.
Here we go, the conspiracy theories that they put this sickness on us to do certain things to the community and to the world and to certain populations and things like that, right?
We're paying Social Security. Italy had the most white deaths from COVID in Europe because Italy is home to the oldest white population in Europe. COVID was for the elders. And the United Nations predicted that older people are about to quadruple, right? And Africa is going to be home to not only the oldest, but the largest elderly population. And so the COVID bomb was meant to kill off all those elders so that Social Security or humanitarian aid would not have to be there to support them. Remember this, Queen. Under a capitalist system, and that's what we live in, right? The old people are useless for capitalism. You know why? Under capitalism, there's only two people that benefit the system. You either work for it or you buy from it. You and I, we work. You and I, we go out to the store, we buy, right? But when you're 80 and 90 years old, you don't need much from the store. You see that? And you're too old to work. So an old person who's healthy, ain't dying no time soon, don't need to work, and can't buy nothing from the corporations is a useless eater. They don't want old people. They do not. Capitalism hates old people because they can't do nothing. I can't make them work, they too old, and I can't make them buy too old. And at the same time, I got to pay into Social Security to take care of them. They want old people dead. That's capitalism. Old people are useless to them.
Yes.
She's so captivated.
And that's why I completely believe that God is punishing black people on purpose, because God gave us this planet to ourselves alone.
And so we are being punished because we didn't take care of the earth and the world the right way. And so we allowed it to be taken over by the white man and the brown man and the Asian man and everything else, right? This is what's going on with the world, right? Okay. All right.
Let all these other people evolve from us and come back and take the planet from us. We are responsible for every evil in the world because God put us in charge. And not the white man, not the Chinese, not the Arab, not the Latino, not the East Indian. Africans were given dominion over this planet. And until we take it back, the world will never run on righteousness again. And if we take too long to take it back, God going to take everybody back, including us.
Interesting. I want to know,
powerful.
Do you have anybody outside of our race that you love, that you have a really close relationship with, that may just so happen to be another race outside of ours?
And it would be dangerous, very dangerous for Dr. Umar to have a non-African friend. Why? Because I am too important to the liberation of African people at this time. And to confide in someone of another race could lead to the compromising of the mission. And neither could my wife be. For example, take you. You have non-African friends. I don't see nothing wrong with that, although I would dispute them really being friend. If we look at the word friend, a white person can't truly be a friend because no white person will go against white supremacy. But anyway, if you were to be my wife, you would have to give up all your non-black friends because it becomes a security threat to the mission.
Security threat.
Okay, so what about some of my black friends that's has shown disloyalty in the past?
They got to be cut off. They can't come into the house. You can hang with them outside the house. They can't come into the house. They're against the race. Anybody who's against African people, including African people, got to go.
I get it. You are one of the most recognizable, most educated men to ever exist.
What? One of the most educated men to ever exist, y'all. Ever exist. Do you see how she's looking at this man? She's staring in his eyes. You're one of the most educated men to ever exist. Yeah. Oh, I got, well, are you married? No. Are you in a relationship? Well, situationship. Oh, yeah. A couple. Yeah, but I can make 3 though. Just let me know after the show and come holler at me. Man, I mean bruh. I mean, Krispy Kreme couldn't put more glaze on Umar Johnson. This lady's putting on her right now. And
you got some great books up under your belt.
He got some great books under his belt. You hear this woman? He's the smartest man, one of the smartest men that ever exists, and he's got great books. Great books. Let me run it back, y'all. You got to hit us one more time.
With that, although I would dispute them really being friend. If we look at the word friend, a white person can't truly be your friend because no white person will go against white supremacy. But anyway, if you were to be my wife, you would have to give up all your non-black friends because it becomes a security threat to the mission.
Okay, so what about some of my black friends that's has shown disloyalty in the past?
They got to be cut off. They can't come into the house. You can hang with them outside the house. They can't come into the house. They're against the race. Anybody who's against African people, including African people, got to go.
I get it. You are one of the most recognizable, most educated men to ever exist.
Thank you.
And you got some you got some great books up under your belt.
Man.
Do you got another book coming up, and
I'm
what
so
subject
ashamed.
would it come?
I only got
What
2 books.
subject would
I
it
should
cover?
have 200. I'm working on the second edition to my first book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, the Special Ed and ADHD War Against Black Boys.
So that's the upcoming book?
That's the upcoming book. That'll be the third book, which is the second edition of the first book.
Okay.
The book that my black women, my sisters, are waiting for all over the world that's probably going to make me a millionaire is for sisters only relationships and
It's going to make him a millionaire, y'all. And, you know, to be fair, he's right, I think, because he panders to women so much, and there's no disrespect to women in the chat, but that is his core audience is women, single mothers, women, you know, the black queens, various, nobody's never. He has successfully inflated the ego of a lot of women out there, a lot of black women especially, okay? So if he made a book that was catering to women, The Rules of Romance, thank you, Dominique, The Rules of Romance, yes. If he made this book, especially for black women, you know, which will I've seen a lot of men out there do, you know, aka Derek Jackson, we know what happened to him, right? You know, I know y'all seen this young man, Ace Metaphor, other people like that speak, that try to, if you will, speak life into our African-American women. Umar Johnson, with his gift of gab and how he panders so much and how he has all these phrases and things like that, he's always calling out the colors and the different chocolates of women, things like that. This book would surely make him a millionaire if he did it because, well, some women out there, not all, but some black women out there would definitely eat this book up. And he'd be like, oh man, he has been kicking some kind of knowledge they somehow never heard before, or would just validate how they already feel.
in the Rules of Romance. And when I do that book, I'm going to do it for Sisters Only tour.
Okay.
And it's going to be part consciousness and part comedy. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to make you think, but I'm going to make you change. For Sisters Only tour is coming once the For Sisters Only book is done. And I'm going to deal with everything.
That's right. 3 strokes.
Feel free to call me if you
I
want
got
a
you.
real.
I got you. I got you.
God damn it. Feel free to call me. What he said. Feel free to call me. Dang, I messed up. Where is that daggone spot I was just at? Sheesh. Made a mistake.
And this is when I get into.
They knew about it?
No, hold on. Wait a minute.
I think she had Mac a year or 2.
So
black people took me 5 years and didn't finish the white.
Crap.
Ladies, I'm not flirting.
Shut up.
2 million.
We got you tracks now.
A handful of people I can trust, right? Big rap and maybe book that my black women, my sisters are waiting for all over the world. They're probably going to make me a millionaire. It's for Sisters Only relationships and dating, the Rules of Romance. And when I do that book, I'm going to do it for Sisters Only tour.
Okay.
And it's going to be part consciousness and part comedy. I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to make you think, but I'm going to make you change. For Sisters Only tour is coming once the For Sisters Only book is done. And I'm going to deal with everything.
Feel free to call me if you want.
I got you.
Feel free to call. Feel free to call me. Feel free to call me. Call me, Dr. Umar. Call me. I got another situation. I got another spot for you, baby. Consciousness over cookies, brother. Remember that.
Real.
I got you. So for Sisters Only, I got to do my autobiography because nobody can tell my story but me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have it. You know, I went away to high school. I went away to college. So my siblings can't tell my story. My parents can't tell my story. I don't have any friends that can tell my story. My only best friend, he passed away a couple years ago, Brother Mark. I knew him since 4th grade. There's nobody who knows my story.
Yeah.
So if I don't tell it, I'm going to end up like Marcus Garvey, whose story we only know through the eyes of other people because he never wrote his own. Frederick Douglass wrote 3 autobiographies, right? So I got to get an autobiography done, God forbid, because we don't know how long we're here, and I need my story to be told accurately. I don't want nobody else telling it because nobody else can tell it.
Yeah.
Because I'm mostly a soloist. I mean, I got my teams and everything, but I do a lot alone.
Yeah.
That's how I've been since a child, though.
Yeah.
It served me well in this capacity because you can't trust everybody. Like I got a handful of people I can trust, right? Big rap and maybe 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? It's very small. You know what I mean? And I think God wanted it to be that way, to reduce the potential of betrayal.
Yeah, that's the super giant in you.
Yeah.
What I spoke
The
about
super
earlier.
giant.
Yeah.
I saw that your school, FDMG
MG.
Academy
Yes.
in Wilmington, Delaware.
Yes.
I think old Shelly, I think she wants some super giant. She wants some super giant, huh? Yeah, she wants some super giant in her life right now. That's the super giant of you, huh? Yeah, it's a super giant. I bet it is, huh?
Me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have it. You know, I went away to high school. I went away to college. So my siblings can't tell my story. My parents can't tell my story. I don't have any friends that can tell my story. My only best friend, he passed away a couple years ago, Brother Mark. I knew him since 4th grade. There's nobody who knows my story.
Yeah.
So if I don't tell it, I'm going to end up like Marcus Garvey, whose story we only know through the eyes of other people because he never wrote his own. Frederick Douglass wrote 3 autobiographies, right? So I got to get an autobiography done, God forbid, because we don't know how long we're here, and I need my story to be told accurately. I don't want nobody else telling it because nobody else can tell it.
Yeah.
Because I'm mostly a soloist. I mean, I got my teams and everything, but I do a lot alone.
Yeah.
That's how I've been since a child, though.
Yeah.
It served me well in this capacity because you can't trust everybody. Like, I got a handful of people I can trust, right? Big Rap and maybe 4 other people. You know what I'm saying? It's very small. You know what I mean? And I think God wanted it to be that way, to reduce the potential of betrayal.
Yeah, that's the super giant in you.
Yeah.
What I spoke about earlier.
Yeah.
I saw that your school, FDMG
MG.
Academy
Yes.
in Wilmington, Delaware,
Yes.
is complete.
It's been complete since Frederick Douglass's birthday, February 14th, 2026. And we still don't have a final building inspection or certificate of occupancy because the building inspector for my district does not care for me. And he's doing everything he can to sabotage my school from opening. That's why we're not in there decorating right now.
But it's coming.
It's coming.
Because he can't stop the
He can't
violence.
stop it.
He can't
We
stop
probably gonna have to
what's
get an
meant.
attorney and go to court because it looks like that's what it's shaping up to be.
Man, been talking about this attorney since what? Since like March of last year when he was on March of this year, I'm sorry, when he was on the Breakfast Club. He's been talking about getting attorneys involved and getting some type of litigation involved for months now, and he still hasn't done it, right? You would have think by now he would have went ahead and pulled the trigger on that and got a lawyer involved because you said in February that you was going to get this thing done. It's now almost, the middle of July, and you still haven't gotten this thing done yet. You're still blaming this Jamaican inspector without any type of, pushback on the city. Come on now.
Yeah, they trying to stop black people. This ain't even white folks. This is black people blocking us.
It's just always something.
Always
but it's
something.
only so much you can do.
Yeah,
So that's
we're going to
just
get
small
it. It's just a
things
matter
to
of time
giant.
now. It's just a matter of time, but we're knocking on the door, and I can't wait till we get it open because not only will FDMG be a school for our children, where we're going to specialize in agricultural science, political science, economic science, dietary and nutritional science, science of the black man, woman, and child, and spiritual and astrological science, if I didn't mention that already. The philosophy of Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass will be taught as a class. You don't graduate unless you can speak 2 African languages.
What?
Right? You will have your own business plan when you graduate, and we will actually finance the first business for each of our graduates.
So they gotta speak 2 African languages, have a business plan for their own business, and the school is gonna be making so much money that they're gonna be able to finance your business plan, each student, right? You know how much money that is to finance for a kid to start a small business of any kind, by the way. They have to have capital start. They got to have whatever supplies, whatever they need, materials to start their business. So you're basically going to give every student a freaking scholarship. Everyone that comes out of the school, you're going to give them a scholarship from the school, and they're going to learn 2 languages along with all the core subjects and all this other philosophies and all this, study of business science and African science and, the science of freaking mold and everything else, right? You're going to learn all this stuff along with starting their own business and learning 2-3 languages.
Oh, it's black power all day.
PayPal signs,
You
that's
is
right.
something else.
It's black power.
I love it.
And even though it's a boys' school, we will add girls within 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
And even though it's a boys' school, we will have a co-ed teacher base from day one. So there will be male and female teachers for the
Teaching
boys.
the boys. Okay.
But guess what? All the women, and the girls, when we open up the girls' school, must be 100% natural by nature, or they cannot come to that school.
Okay.
No weave, no wig, no perm, no artificial hair color.
Don't
or
be
hair.
pointing at me talking about weed, but I got you tracks now. Hold on now.
But it's all natural, head to toe.
Everything. Body
Everybody.
parts, everything.
Head to toe natural in order to be there. Your hair don't have to be natural when you apply to be at the school, but your hair better be natural when you show up to work at the school. Or I'm going to shave you bald myself and let you start over with your new growth.
That's interesting.
If I can't grab it, you can't have it. If it ain't nappy, King Kong ain't happy.
Where's yelling, man?
Hey, you make your own rules, and I can't do nothing.
Now, you can come
but
to the
respect
school
it.
for the events with processing.
Right.
So if you say, I'm coming to the FDMG Fest, you good. But if you say, I want to volunteer
Oh, I
at
got options now. I can pull out my tracks and do whatever I want in
Okay.
any way.
Okay, so when you come to FDMG, I want that natural hair. I want it natural.
I respect that. FDMG been in the talks for a few years.
Yeah, we started raising money in April of 2014. We took our first donation in St. Louis, Missouri, trying to raise money to buy the HBCU College St. Paul's in Lawrenceville, Virginia. A whole black college for $2 million. I went down there. They had the gym, the cafeteria. They had a chapel. They had an infirmary, dormitory. I was in love with it, Queen. $2 million for 118 acres? $2 million! Built by a friend of Booker T. Washington. I couldn't raise the money. The Chinese bought it. We let a Chinese buy a HBCU. So we said, okay, we can't. St. Paul's is over. Let's just start raising money and try to find a regular day school. I came to Chicago. I looked at some of the schools y'all had here. Chicago blocked me, though. The school system in the city blocked me from seeing the good schools. It was a runaround. Detroit, it was a runaround. You follow what I'm saying? I went all over the country. And then one day, 2017, I'm about to go to the Nat Turner War celebration, August 21st, which is my birthday. That's the day the Nat Turner War happened.
You a Leo?
All day long.
I'm a Virgo.
What's your sign?
Virgo.
What's your day?
September 17th. Your favorite day.
You told me already. The day Harriet Tubman
Your
escaped from
favorite
slavery.
day?
Okay. I'm going to tell you
I
something.
did not know that.
I'm not being fresh, but I'm going to tell you something. My best women were Virgos.
Okay, I'm not being fresh. But I'm gonna tell you all my best women were Virgos, and she just happened to be a Virgo, right? You see how she's blowing smoke up her ass too now? Like, okay, so you can be one of my best women too. By the way, you just said, well, I don't want to share the cookies, but she just gave you an invitation basically a few minutes ago, right? But now some of the best women were Virgos, and she just happened to be one, right? I mean, you see the play going on here? Wow.
That's for most men.
Even though astrology says the Virgo is not necessarily compatible with the Leo, I'm telling you, my best women, the ones.
So astrology will say that Leos and Virgos aren't compatible, but I'm telling you, we're compatible, right? Okay.
Are essential to every man, respectfully.
The women I should have married, them 5 I named, most of them were Virgos.
Yeah. It's the Virgo effect.
You follow me?
I get
It's
it.
something about y'all with me. It works. Right?
Look at the
Now, let me
game.
stay
Look at the
focused.
game going on
Ladies,
right now.
I'm
The
not flirting.
game.
Stay focused. Consciousness over cookies, politics over punani, revolution over romance, black power before the bedroom. Now, with that being said,
You were supposed to say black power for the happy hour, man. You supposed to say black power for the happy hour, brother. Come on now.
I was saying when it comes to FDMG, I know it was
the timeline. So the Chinese bought St. Paul's. So we said we just going to get a regular school. I thought we'd be in Chicago. I thought we'd be in Detroit. I thought we'd be in South Carolina. I went all over the country, right? I used up all my frequent flyer miles on Delta looking for schools. And then 2017 come, right? It's time to go to Nat Turner land to celebrate the Nat Turner War, August 21st, 2017. If you remember, that was the Great North American Eclipse. Remember that big eclipse? You could see it from coast to coast, August 17th. I'm on LoopNet because I found most of my properties on LoopNet, and the school pops up in Wilmington, Delaware. And it looks kind of modern. I drive by the school. I say, wow, this school is modern. It was built just in like 2007, 2008. The school is young. You follow me? Because if we're in the school ain't even 20 years old yet. So anyway, they wanted $2 million. I couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000, right? That was August of 2017. I bugged them for a year and a half. Bugged them. And then finally in February of 2019, they said, give us what you got. You can have the school.
Give us what you got is crazy.
Which is the $500,000. You feel me?
Okay. He said he bought the school for $500,000. That's $500,000, right, ladies and gentlemen? Now, there's been several times. The main amount that he said he bought the school for was $400,000, right? Even though at one point he said it was more than $400,000, right? Listen to this. Remember he was on the Godcast with Lord Jamar, and they asked him how much he paid for the school, and I think they said $400,000. He said it was more than that, and he started laughing. Remember this?
$750,000, yes?
Well said.
$750,000. About 20 months ago, you end up purchasing 2 buildings, yes?
4 buildings.
4 buildings, okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
So it was more than $400,000, correct? He said it was more than $400,000. Run that back one more time, because Lord Jamar said it was $400,000. Umar Johnson said it was more than that.
4 buildings. Okay. For about
2 schools, 4 buildings.
2 schools, 4 buildings for $400,000.
It was more than that.
Okay. Well,
it was more than $400,000, right? How much money has he actually raised? Let's go here. Shout out to Lennon Honor, of course. How he talks about all the money he's raised and how much he bought the school for. Let's listen to this, y'all.
2016, Umar's at 700,000, and then July 25th of 2018, he's at 700,000. So what Umar is saying is that 2 years and 2 months, from May 16th of 2016, he's at 700,000. For 2 years and 2 months, he keeps collecting donations, but after 2 years and 2 months, he's still at $700,000. Mind you, he said he was at $1 million too, at $1 million at a certain point. He said that twice. He actually said it 3 times, based upon my research. You seeing a pattern here? He's criminal. Let's keep going.
I finally walk into the school, get to see it. I say, this is definitely the place we want to be because it's only 40 minutes from Philly. Delaware is our backyard. It's like Oshawa to Toronto, right?
Okay.
But they wanted $2 million, the same price as St. Paul's. I said, here we go with another $2 million. I stayed at them. 18 months later, I called them up. I say, listen, nobody's buying that school. People breaking into it. Give me the damn school. We got $400K.
Wow.
And he's okay.
Wow.
I said, really? He said, bring us the money. I brought him the money. The school was ours on February the 7th of 2019. Nobody's
$400,000, right? So one amount is $400,000. I think at one point it's all the way up to like maybe $700,000, something like that. So it's $400,000. It was more than that. Now it's $500,000, right? I mean, how much did he actually pay for this school? $500,000, right? Okay.
It's time to go to Nat Turner Land to celebrate the Nat Turner War, August 21st, 2017. If you remember, that was the Great North American Eclipse. Remember that big eclipse? You could see it from coast to coast, August 17th. I'm on LoopNet because I found most of my properties on LoopNet, and the school pops up in Wilmington, Delaware. And it looks kind of modern. I drive by the school. I say, wow, this school is modern. It was built just in like 2007, 2008. The school is young. You follow me? Because if we're in the school ain't even 20 years old yet. So anyway, they wanted $2 million. I couldn't afford that. We only had $500,000, right? That was August of 2017. I bugged them for a year and a half. Bugged them. And then finally in February of 2019, they said, give us what you got. You can have the school.
Give us what you got is crazy.
Which is the $500,000. You feel me? That's what we pay for it. Now check this out. We don't have one school. We got 2. We got the high school and the elementary. They face each other on Dr. Umar Boulevard. Right?
Okay.
That's what I'm going to call it.
This episode of
This man calling the street Dr. Papa Boulevard. Like, you don't own the freaking street, but he always calls it that, man. Ugh.
That is not a long time.
It's not.
You follow me? To purchase a school building, and we got 4 buildings and 2 schools. We own the whole block.
Right.
5 years. That's no issue. It took us from 2019 to 2026, right? 7 years to get it up and running. Why? Because we kept getting scammed by black contractors. They took out deposits. They didn't finish their money. We got done dirty, Queen. We lost a lot of money trusting our own people to take care of us, and they didn't.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
The school should. I'm gonna tell you like this: if I was a Mexican, if I was Dr. Umar, a Mexican, with my credentials and my expertise, that school would have been done the first year.
Yeah.
If I was a Jew, it would have been done the first year. If I was Chinese, it would have been done first year. If I was Arab, it would have been done first year. If I was a South Asian Indian, it would have been done the first year. You know why I took a 7? Because we black. And guess what? Not only would it have been done the first year, guess what? I would not have had to pay any of the people who fixed it. Do you feel me? The Mexican said, this is for our kids. You hold that money for the school. We're going to do this on GP.
Yeah.
Nobody did shit for free. And most of them scammed us. And do you know how we finished all the renovations, Queen? I woke up one day and said, you're going to have to bring white people in here to finish this work. Because if you keep on depending on your own people, you will never finish this school.
And did that happen?
Yes. The white people came in and they finished it up in about a year or 2.
So
Black people took me 5 years and didn't finish. The white people did it in 2.
Okay. So because
yes,
of
I
that,
had to pay them, and they overcharged me, but they finished.
So because of that, and because of situations like the bunny in the beginning that saved you in a drowning, do that make you feel any type of grace when it comes to the white people?
I think you're missing my perspective on white people. First of all, the contractors who helped us finish the school, that was fee-for-service, business.
It's still business. Yeah,
You follow me? They finished, but it was business. The snow bunny who saved me, that was personal. She saved me as an individual, right? And I'm thankful. If she came to me tomorrow and said, hey, I'm the girl who saved you 30 years ago, thank you very much. If I could ever do anything for you to repay you for what you did saving my life, God saved my life through you. If I can repay you, you let me know. You follow me?
What if she wants to audition to be a wife?
She's not getting bent over.
You ain't
I don't bend over
cracking
snow
under no
bunnies. No pale vagina for the prince.
I get
Now, when I say black men got to stay with black women, that ain't personal. That's about the survival of African people. That's about loving my black women. That's about giving our kids a role model. It has nothing to do with white hate. Nothing I preach has anything to do with hating nobody. Hate is useless. Hate is useless. If hate could help us, Queen, do you think we'd be in the position we in if hate could help? Hate don't heal.
I get it.
Hate don't heal.
So y'all got that right. Umar Johnson said he purchased a school for $500,000. It's gone from $400,000 to $500,000. He's spit out some other amounts here and there in between. So he's moved the goalposts. And again, Jamaican, African, that's holding us up. Black contractors scammed us. The white man had to help us fix it, even though he's an adversary, but I had to pay him to fix it. Yeah. Marcus Garvey, Umar Johnson. Who's the bigger scammer? I don't know. At this point, I think it's Umar Johnson because he's done over $1 million. I wonder if he's going to get up to 10, 11 like Marcus Garvey did. But hey, man, I ain't keep you here no longer because your boy got to get some. Oh, yeah. King Randall, all that. Man, yeah. But in any case, y'all saw that, right? In here flirting with the queen. She done gave him all the choosing signals. You know what I mean? The numbers. She didn't say, hey, I got a spot for you back there. You know what I mean? And I'm a Virgo and all this other stuff. All googly eyed and glazing them every time you said something. You're the smartest. You're the big star in the sky. And you got these wonderful books and all this kind of stuff. I mean, yeah. Pretty sure, she was added to the list of queens after this episode right here. But, all right, we'll see. Anyway, y'all, we're going to end this stream here. I hope that everybody was entertained. Thank you all for your contributions, whether you hit that like button, whether you was in the chat, whether you was in the poll, whether you donated financially. Thank you all for your contributions. Again, on the way out, you can still hit that Cash App. You can still hit that Super Chat, all right? If you're on a replay game, you can hit the Super Thanks, hit the hype button. All links for monetary donations are down in the comment section. Become a channel member, please. I implore you to do that. Become a channel member. And we're going to call it a day, y'all. Hope everybody enjoys their weekend. It's Friday. Everybody, please be responsible, but have fun over the weekend, okay? And, well, you are still here with the lazy YouTuber, okay? Again, my head is shaved, my lips is ashy, okay? And I'm a lazy content creator, okay? So on that note, my name is Nicholas J. Fuhrer here where reality checks are free. This is the Working Man Podcast. I hope everybody enjoyed it and was entertained to take you out for your Friday for your weekend. And remember, Umar Johnson and Chalet H, or the Who Gon' Say It podcast. If you ever see this, reality checks are free. See you next time.
Baby, you give me ice and
Next time I'll make it $20. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
family.
We appreciate $1, but we would rather have 10. We appreciate $20, but we would rather have 50. We appreciate $50, but we would rather have 100. We appreciate $100, but we would rather have 200.